Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a little bit of time, but at the last minute, the missus and I decided to run down to Tennessee to grab our Thanksgiving turkey off our friend's farm. So I was busy doing that. Now, while we were down there, we also took care of some other things, some stuff that will be coming up in the next few videos. That being said, been running around like a crazy person, and I'm just now being able to get a video out to you. All right, so what are we going to be talking about today? Well, I'd say things are getting out of hand. I don't know about you, but when I woke up this morning and I saw the news, talk about a pucker factor. We're going to talk about Sweden and Finland telling their citizens to prepare for all-out nuclear war, biological war, and mass hackings, and stuff like that. So basically cyber warfare. Russia is obviously saber-rattling. And then Biden's not in control of anything. We know Harris isn't. So who is in control and what the hell is going on? But first, Christmas is coming up. It's coming up in the next month or so. Now is the perfect time to get down in the description below and hit up the merch store and order some awesome swag for family members. We got t-shirts, we got sweatshirts, we got stickers, we got mugs, all kinds of things. Help support the channel. Pick up some merch, gift it to other people, spread the word of this channel. We also have Patreon. We have locals. And of course, you can always become a member. At the very least, subscribe to the channel, share, like, comment. It really helps with the algorithm. All right, enough of that stuff. All right, so to the main story. Wake up this morning, find out a couple of days ago, Biden authorized Ukraine to use long-range missiles against Russia. Now, while that was going on, Putin came out and he lowered the threshold. This is like Russian law or whatever. And this is being, it's in all the newspapers here, all the news media everywhere, and coming from the Russian Times or whatever it is. Putin lowers the threshold for using his nuclear arsenal after Biden arms Ukraine with long-range missiles. Now, basically, Putin came out and said that if Ukraine strikes into Russia or has the help of any nation, conventional or nuclear, NATO, and they assist in the striking of Russia with Western weapons, basically the missiles we just authorized them to use, Russia would take that as basically a call to war. Oh, not just with Ukraine. Obviously, he's already at war with Ukraine. But he would consider it an act of war against NATO. So, of course, like I said, Biden authorized them to use these, and Putin starts to saber rattle. And what's Ukraine do? Well, last night while we were asleep, Ukraine launched 6 of them straight into Russia. Now, according to Russian media, they were shot down. 5 were shot down. 1 was damaged and didn't cause any damage. But we know damn well Putin, at some point between the time you watch this video and tomorrow morning, is probably going to have to retaliate. Whether against Ukraine, against NATO, he's got to do something. Because if he doesn't, in my humble opinion, he'll look like a bitch to his people, and he'll look like an even bigger bitch on the world stage. We're really pushing him into a corner, and I think he's going to lash out, and I don't think he's going to use nuclear weapons, but there's that potential. I doubt he will. That'd be absolutely insane. It would kick off horrible, horrible things across the world. But with all this going on, it makes you wonder, because Sweden and Finland put out a pamphlet. And this pamphlet is basically telling the citizens what to do in case of an attack, such as this. I pulled down the actual pamphlet, and I will have that link in the description below. It's originally, obviously, all in Swedish or Finnish. I was able to find the English version. So I will put that link there. You can scroll through it and see what it says, but it's talking about the emergency alarm system, air raid warnings, seeking shelter during the attack, home preparedness. They talk about water, get water storage containers and buckets, buy bottled water, fill up storage containers, store water in a dark, cool place, so basically your basement. Heat, all weather outdoor clothing, clothes made of wool, thick socks, beanies, gloves, blankets, sleeping mats, candles, tea lights, fuel for heat sources, matches, fire starters, fire extinguishers, comms, so communications, radios powered by batteries, solar panels, or wind mechanism, extra batteries, mobile phones, and chargers, phone charger for the car, and important phone numbers written down on actual paper. That's always important. Of course, they go into food. You want non-perishable. They call it tinned goods, so canned food. High protein items, high fat items, energy boosts like fruit custards, jams, chocolate, honey, protein bars, dried fruit, drinks like coffee, tea, hot chocolate, blueberry, rose hip soup, juice, or milk. I don't know about the milk, though. I mean, no power, not going to last long. And, of course, food for kids, gruel, infant formula, oatmeal, other baby food. I would recommend you also add in items for pets. Make sure you have some emergency stores for those pooches and those cats. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to leave my dogs to fend for themselves in case of an emergency. They have their own bug-out bags, and we have contingency plans to include them, not just family members. They say currency, so have cash for at least 1 week, preferably in different denominations. That's one thing. Is people always, I've got cash backups, and they have like $100 bills. Nah, you got to have small bills, singles, fives, tens, because you're going to, someone's like, you can, I'll sell this to you for $5 and all you got is a $100 bill. They don't have change. Well, I guess you're paying $100 for that $5 item. Obviously, other payment methods such as credit cards, debit cards, other digital services, Bitcoin, things like that. Of course, you can always barter. Ammunition will obviously be important at this point. Gold and silver, things of that nature. It goes into toiletries. Obviously, you need toilet paper, wet wipes, hand sanitizers, diapers, sanitary pads, menstrual pads, plastic bags, garbage bags, compost litter or sawdust, bucket with a lid, camping stoves, gas burners, and it goes and names things that you would take like camping. These are like basic survival things. They talk about evacuation and have food and water lasts a couple of days. I've touted on it before. Everybody should have a minimum of a 72-hour kit. Food, water, the whole 9 yards. It says have photo IDs, all your medications, warm clothes, your toiletries, chargers, map, and compass. You know how many people I know that have no idea how to read a map, let alone a compass? And I don't buy some cheap compass at Walmart. Like, spend the money, get a nice Landsat compass, spend the money on it. You want something that's going to be accurate. You want important information written on paper, for example, phone numbers, insurance information, so on and so forth. Know where your civil defense shelters are. Here in the States, you can't miss it. There are going to be buildings with radiological symbols. It's a holdover from the Cold War. It does not mean they're active, that they have stores in them. But know that those buildings have shelters. I know in town where I am, a lot of old post offices have them. I think 1 or 2 schools might. And to go into psychological defense, digital security, they talk about terror attacks, how to stop bleeding, tourniquets, right? I tell everyone always take a stop to bleed class. So Israeli gauze, you're going to need tourniquets, pressure bandages, things like that. Quick clot, if you can get access to it. It shouldn't be hard. It's made by Z-Medica right here in Wallingford. They talk about, obviously, extreme weather events, blizzards. They're not just talking about nuclear war, but That's the one that's most prevalent, and that's what they're actually, kind of hinting at. But the extreme weather events, listen, we're going into winter, and we possibly may have a blizzard, good hardcore nor'easter. Be prepared for any of that. Pathogens, they talk about hacking. Oh, they do cover some pets. They talk about how to talk to children about everything. They give crisis lines. Obviously, these aren't for you guys because this is all in Sweden. But it's a pretty good pamphlet to kind of go through and have like a little checklist so you can garner an idea of what you should have. Now, how does that pertain to us? Honestly, I don't think it's going to amount to a hill of beans. I mean, it makes for great clickbait. It makes for great headlines. Sensationalize that World War III is on the horizon. It could happen anytime now. Honestly, I mean, yeah, they're right. It could, but I really doubt it would. I mean, I think Putin's a bad dude, but I don't think he's insane. I don't think he's going to resort to anything dealing with nuclear weapons. But when it comes to escalation, I mean, the current politicians in charge are really doing it to us, man. The day after Trump was elected, Hamas said, you know what? We want peace. We'll come to the peace tables. We'll do a ceasefire. Let's end this because they're scared of Trump. Putin literally also said that he'd be willing to talk about ceasefire and ending the fighting with Ukraine and all that stuff. But man, our politicians are really doing everything to really egg it on. I don't know if they're just trying to get us embroiled into some sort of war that the next administration can't get out of, if they're just trying to bring the whole system and burn it to the ground now, if they're just trying to ensure that the military-industrial complex gets their money and keeps getting their money by getting us dug in to something that no matter what, we're never getting out of it. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Do I think we should be worried? I don't think we should be worried. Do I think you should prepare? I think you should. And not because of this, but because sometimes it rains. Sometimes it snows. Sometimes we lose power. Things happen, right? I mean, you guys never would have thought a pandemic like cooties of 2020 would break out. Yet, it did. And people lost their minds over the weirdest things like toilet paper. I mean, a respiratory disease is wreaking havoc through the country, and you're worried about wiping your ass. It made no sense to me. Why was that the thing? I don't know. I was more worried about ammunition because when everything shut down, ammunition supplies dried up. There were months and months on end where you couldn't find ammunition. Wanted as much as I could get my hands on. Every time I saw things in stock, I'd buy some. The toilet paper thing, I don't know. Worst case scenario, use some old t-shirts. Use leaves. Just make sure it's the right leaf. Don't use the wrong leaf, guys. There's plenty of things you can do out there. I don't know why toilet paper was the thing. But moving forward, I don't know. All I know is every day that goes by, they're pushing us further and further into a war that nobody wants. Like, the mandate from the American people was to stop funding this stuff. Well, from today till January 20th is like 62 days. I guarantee you in the next 62 days, they're going to do everything they can to ensure this war continues on and there's no stopping it. But that's what I think. Let me know what you guys think. I'm sure you're watching the news. You don't need me bringing it to you. Do you think things are going to pop off? Do you think it's going to get worse? Do you think maybe on the back channels, Trump made a phone call and told good old Putin to cool your jets, buddy. I'm taking over in 62 days. Don't do anything rash. We'll settle all of this once I take office, and we're going to stop this BS. I don't know. I don't think he legally can do that. He's technically not the president-elect yet, because that comes on January 6th once they certify the electors. Till then, Trump's still just a dude. I don't know what to tell you guys. I don't know what to think. All I know is I'm double-checking all my inventories, making sure I have my ducks in a row, and coming up with a game plan that if everything were to go south, I've got all my bases covered. I think you should do that too. Because worst case scenario, nothing happens, and you just have a decent stockpile for that time when it comes. If you don't do it, because you don't take any of it seriously, I guess that's okay. But when shit falls apart, don't come to my house. You ain't going to make it up the road. That's all I'm saying. All right. That's all I got for you guys in this video. Hit up the comments below. Let me know what you think is going on and how are you handling all the craziness that's going on in the world. Coming up in the next few videos, we've got some gun reviews, and we've got a new one on a Canic. This Canic is a brand new Canic. Just came out a couple of weeks ago, and it was immediately Connecticut compliant. At least there was a variant that was Connecticut compliant, and we took it to Tennessee, and I'm going to do a review on it. That's coming up here shortly in the next few days. All right, till then, I will see you guys in the next video.